Outstanding.
This is a mastering session of a rhythm juggling, and today we just so give you a few tips we can really use to attain um, levels or loudness levels consistency with these types of juggling. However, there will be some mixing tips also, and without further ado, we just get into it. This mastering template is available also on my website. It's strictly Waves plugin for the most part of it, and a couple DSing and EQ with other stuff. But the main signal chain for the mastering is strictly based on Waves plugin. However, tip number one: try to have some form of consistency with all the tracks mixing on the same rhythm or rhythm instrumental, whatever you might call it. See if I can have at least mixing consistency from the mixing stage. And what you can really use to really achieve this is using a structure that has worked, like signal chains that has worked on one particular track, and try to move it over to the other songs and session, in which a couple little things are gonna change, yes, or probably a couple effects might change, but try to have a consistent sound with the coloration of the overall tone of the songs that are on the beat, rhythm, or instrumental. Two, in mastering, it more like polishing the sound. So there should not be any heavy EQing, no heavy compression, no heavy multi-band compression or of that sort. It more like coloring and doing the final touches of the mix. In mastering, tip number three: in mastering, try to see if you can, start with the song that you like the most, and mastering like these, because it's one rhythm and different vocals. So try to start with the favorite one, or the one where you deem to have a consistent sound that you like. So start with the mastering there, and then you switch between different tracks to adjust different type of EQing if needs be, and de-essing if needs be, because in mastering sometimes by adding certain types of plugins, sibilant frequencies tend to poke out a little bit, so you really have to be careful of that. Tip number four: always use visual representation, so you can really have an idea of how all the mastering really translate well with each other. So I think saying that you go have extended listening time, but please do switch between the sounds or the songs that are the same instrumental consistently. Don't really spend like 10 minutes on one song and then you go over here and 10 minutes again on the other song. So you can just switch between them because they are on the same beat. Any little inconsistency or something where it doesn't sound right, it will appear more quickly than you think, switching between them and making the cue curves or compression or de-essing that is needed on any particular track. That being said and done, if it's a case where it is mixed by multiple different engineers and you as a mastering engineer or who is mastering the tracks, try if you have like clip gain it, so you have a consistent sound, be that consistent level based on the different mix that you got. Because you know some people mix at different, or their final mixes are at different levels than others. But what you can do is try to clip gain it, or some levels adjustment, because you probably might work it into in different DAWs for mastering, and you know you probably might have inconsistent gain levels or loudness levels. So try to have something that is, you know, corresponding to the next track. Next tip, because I don't know how many tips that, you know, is just flowing from the top of my brain. Next tip, be mindful of how loud you can push the track. Not every track you can push as loud as, or every mastering you can push as loud as the previous mastering. So it is not based, this one is not really based on like a lot of songs on one beat. It's just like overall stuff, because there are times when certain mixes cannot manage certain type of mastering, and there are a lot of people that are mastering tracks who cannot really hear the distortion really well, or how brick wall limiting really affect your sound, because destroying the dynamics of a sound over a certain level, you know, it can really ruin the mix and make it sound harsh. It can make it sound really like something being cutting off. You know, it doesn't sound full. You see, the purpose of the mastering to polish the sound so it sound more fuller, or the most fullest it can sound. So even if you master a certain LUFS, don't think that every mix can handle it. So if it's a case where you mix it and master it, you probably might have an idea how loud the particular track can be. But overall, you know, just be mindful of those things. Next tip, the overuse of plugins in mastering. Basically, some more time in mastering, I like use like plugins just for coloring. Most times they are just there for coloration purposes. Sometimes I just put it on it, let the audio pass through it to get a certain tone or a certain character from it, and pretty much it's not doing anything. So not every mastering will be the same, but you can have a basic structure of how you really start your mastering. You can use some plugins for coloration. You can use some plugins, you know, to do, you know, small dBs of things. So you don't have to really kill your sessions or the mastering session with a lot of plugins. Sometimes even 3 plugins are okay. An EQ, a compressor if needs be, and a limiter sometimes too, because there are times when the track is mixed so well that it doesn't really need anything more than just to make it sound a bit more fuller. So in that case, be mindful of the amount of plugins that you use on your mastering. And next tip again, within the realms of this one rhythm, different songs, we just all call it juggling. Yeah. Be certain that whenever you master the songs, you have the producer and the artist listen to it, because there are times when you master a song, and in this case it's more than 10 songs. You might have some people that are pleased with this level of mastering, and some people are not pleased with it. So if you have everyone on the same page, whenever you do your mastering, you bounce out MP3 tracks and send it to the producer who is producing it, so he can correspond with the artist, probably can't pronounce the word, but so you have a consistent sound and everyone agreeing how and what in the mastering, that is right or wrong. So probably you remove too much sibilant frequency, because sibilant is important, yes, if you really get words being pronounced, but it can affect the sound. So probably you cued out something a little bit too much, because oftentimes when artists get their mastering, or the producer get their master, they compare it against the demo, because in most people's eye, the demo sound better. It's just that your job is to just take it to the next level. So sometimes during even mixing stage, or probably in mastering, you can really mess up the tonal characteristic of the demo that they had and changing it to something totally different. So be mindful of that also. Well, I hope I put a lot of information in this video. I'll be doing another mastering tip video with an EP. Hope me can really show more stuff in that, but because of copyright purposes, and I don't want a copyright claim go on this video, so that's why I haven't played any of the tracks, because they are copyrighted, even though I feel me want them see me. Anyways, thank you again for watching. Thank you again for tuning in. If I have missed anything, or you have any question regarding to anything in this video, please do comment below. And until the next time, again, visit my website. There are a bunch of new things that I have updated there, so please do check it out. Subscribe if you haven't already, and share this content. Peace out.